moment. How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again? The sweet emotion raining all over me.
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again. Making rock and roll.
Once again, can't get enough of that video. Welcome, everybody. I'm Tony Shoup. Welcome to the Audit the Vote newsroom. I am your host for this evening. It is just me. I have no special guests. My co-patriot, Karen Taylor, I think I even forgot to tell her I was doing this tonight. So it is going to be just me, but we have some cool stuff to cover. Of course, my thoughts on the disastrous Omnibus Bill and watching it plummet to the ground is absolutely epic. And we want to recap the party for you. We have a couple cool videos we want to share. If you did not make the party but wanted to, we have some special messages from Catherine Engelbrecht and Rick Green. And we're going to talk a lot about the future of election integrity and do a little look back on some of the senators that did not support us that are now moving into leadership positions with the McCormick administration. Yay! But before we get into everything, please like, share, and subscribe to our podcast on, oh my gosh, look at that. Joey said he had something cool and funny for me, and it is festive. What do you think of my hat? Merry Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas. My favorite attorney right there. Liberty Lion. Merry Christmas to you. Look at that. Ho, ho, ho. Hit that like and the bell. Make sure you hit the bell so that you get notified when we are going live. My schedule is crazy. I am really going to try to nail down a specific day and time that we are going to do this moving forward. But in the meantime, you need to hit the bell so that you know at least when I'm going live. So if you want to catch up with us, you can catch it later. Our work to save the Republic and for transparent elections is honestly just getting started. So who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? I'm also watching a lot of other podcasts right now, and people are always saying, smash that like button. I don't know why you have to smash the like button. Maybe I should get on that gravy train because people like Tim Pool and others that have like these huge followings are always saying, smash the like button. I just say, just like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Merry Christmas. You like my festive wear, my festive hat that you guys probably didn't see because Joel stuck the festive hit the buttons up there. That was really cute. I don't know if I was on screen with that or if you didn't see me or how that all worked out, but that was cute. This is a homage to my mom who is in heaven with Jesus this is our third Christmas without her. This is her hat. She was leopard. I'm not really a leopard animal print type person, but she was. And so I'm wearing this in memory of her. So Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you have an incredible time with family and friends. And I know for some folks, even like myself, the holidays can be a little rough. If you're missing loved ones or you've had circumstances outside of your control, it can be a hard time of year as well. And so if you need prayer, please reach out to me anytime if you just want to chat or you need prayer or something like that around the holidays. I did on my Substack, if you're still following that is one of my many goals for 2025 is to get better at writing more and sharing more on my Substack. Thank you to those who monetarily support that. You literally kept the Shoup household going in the early days of Audit the Vote when I first started it, where we had I shelved all my former income sources and went full on to try to get right the 2020 election. And I started a Substack called From Mom to Patriot. So if you're financially supporting that, you literally helped put food on the table, clothes on the kids, and just helped our household run without getting into a financially stressful position, since I did kind of shelve everything for that. I want to get more into that in 2025 and do some more writing. But I did a Substack series last year at the holidays on surviving the holidays when you lost family members. My husband and I only have one living parent left. He lost his mom very suddenly 10 days before Christmas back in 2013. This is 2024. I can't believe it's been 11 years. And so we know what that feels like, and just know that we lean on the Bible verse that says, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. And when you're mourning sometimes in the holidays, it doesn't feel very blessed, but the blessing is that you will be comforted and you're not alone. So know that we're with you and we're praying for you, and hope that you can still enjoy the holiday season ahead. My kids are so stinking excited. It's insane. We don't do Santa Claus at our household for a multitude of reasons. If you do, I'm not judging. We did for a little while. We stopped doing Santa Claus, and our family gave us some pushback and said, but you take all the fun out of Christmas when you don't have Santa. And I can tell you that my kids are having a rip-roaring good time this holiday season with no Santa Claus whatsoever. My house is a 3-ring circus pandemonium. In fact, Joel asked me when he saw me backstage if I was wearing my bathrobe. And I'm like, first of all, if this looks like a bathrobe, I need to get rid of it. It's just kind of a sweatshirt, cozy sweatshirt. And we were baking cookies. I literally came from washing powdered sugar off my hands in my kitchen out here with you all for the podcast. So we're baking cookies. And I must say, I smell amazing because I smell like baked cookies. We tried a new one this year. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to get on the scale. Definitely going to have to do some New Year's resolutions. I can feel my beach ball face getting chubbier as I shovel some of this so unhealthy food in. I forget where I saw the recipe, but it is butter, cream cheese, a white cake mix, an egg, vanilla, Christmas sprinkles, and you roll it up in powdered sugar and stick it in the oven, and deadly cookies. So I don't know if we're going to make a second batch of those. We made one batch, they're half gone already, and they just come out of the oven a couple hours ago. So that's what's going on at our household right now. I'm going to stop yapping and play a video for you guys. When I talk to you about an upcoming class that Patriot Academy is doing, the first ever. Rick Green, Scarlett Lanny, Tristan Gazelle, Colleen Woodward, myself, Ken Davis, the coach team. We are excited to bring to you guys for the first time ever, in partnership with American Heritage Girls, the non-woke version of Girl Scouts, and Trail Life, the non-woke version of Boy Scouts. We're partnering with them to do a Chasing American Legends class. First time ever. Chasing American Legends is a reality TV series that the Green family shot back in 2015 as they traveled throughout the country to different historic locations like Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the Battle of Lexington and Concord up in, I should know this, Massachusetts, I believe. And the kids were little. So Rhett, who their oldest is in his early 20s now, is only 9 in these videos. So I want to suggest for you to get anybody that's around that age, 9 years old, that you want to infuse the principles of liberty and teach them the real history that our country was founded on, and get them into this course because they will love it. I made my oldest daughter sit down last summer. We sat down and watched it at night when her sisters went to bed. We would watch an episode of Chasing American Legends, but there's a workbook with it. So it can be a class, and we at Patriot Academy are turning it into a class. And we would love for you to join us. It starts January 20th. It is a Monday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, and it is going to go, I believe, 6 weeks. I don't have a registration link to show you, but I think Joel has a graphic that he can put up that'll showcase the Chasing American Legend. Again, partnered with American Heritage Girls and Trail Life, the founder of both of those folks are on the graphic. And if he doesn't have the graphic, that's fine. But we are going to play a quick video to promo so you can see a little sneak peek into the Chasing American Legends series. It is incredible way to get the next generation engaged into this culture war that we're in, but more importantly, so they can understand truth. And they can understand that, yes, America had
The American story is filled with legends, myths, and heroes that are larger than life, including true stories that are simply unbelievable. We're the Green family, and for years we've been traveling the country sharing the stories that shaped America.
You don't have to look far when it comes to a hero. All you have to do is look in history.
We're chasing the truth about the heroes of our past and finding answers for the future.
That is so cool. And it is, kids just love it. So again, January 20th, more details to come. I will eventually get a QR code we can throw up there so you can scan and sign up. It is free. There's no reason not to do this. It is free. Get all your adolescent 5th, 6th, 7th grade kids, plop them in front of a device of some sort so that they can learn our real history. That being said, I've been yapping for 10 minutes and haven't said much. So smashing things can be fun, Liberty Lion. Thank you for that. I don't completely disagree. And Babbage 3 has gently nudged the like button. That's awesome. That is so cool. We're going to go through a party recap, but before we do that, another quick video of we played, actually, Joel, cue up the Catherine Engelbrecht video. Let's start there. This is so surreal to me that we were able to get this, just to have this, because when I first started in the election integrity movement, Catherine Engelbrecht is larger than life. She's still larger than life, but it's surreal to be able to work alongside her. And more importantly, to get her to record a video message to our organization. She's sponsored, by the way, True the Vote sponsored Pennsylvania's Audit the Vote election integrity celebration. So thank you so much for that. Because they sponsored the event, they paid for all the expenses, the food, and all the print materials that I had made up, and the venue. They paid for everything so that we could have a silent auction and a Chinese auction, and all the money that was given that night as donations or in the auction is able to go towards operating expenses for Audit the Vote. And I am proud to announce that we are operationally funded for the next 2 years through the midterm. So our operational expenses, our website, our Zoom, our Jotform, our insurance, our accounting, all of that stuff is fully funded for at least 2 more years. And so we want a special thank you to everybody that donates and gives on a regular basis. We could not do this without you. It is much appreciated. All that to say, when Joel gets the True the Vote video queued up, Catherine not only agreed to sponsor the event, she was supposed to come. Things happened, she couldn't, but she sent us a cool message, a cool Christmas message. And check this out.
Hello to everyone at Audit the Vote Pennsylvania. This is Catherine Engelbrecht with True the Vote. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. What a year 2024 was, and how exciting is 2025 going to be? I know that we are all still in recovery mode, and in fact, I was supposed to be there with you, and life took a turn that prevented me from joining you this evening. But I did want to share this message, and it's what I would have told you in person had I been able to get up there. You guys are just awesome. I mean, I have used the example of Audit the Vote Pennsylvania in speeches I've given all over the country, just in the nose to the grindstone perseverance that you have displayed through thick and thin in all of the organizations across Pennsylvania, which I know in and of itself can be a challenge. And you all just persevered, and look at the victory that you had a hand in delivering for this country. So thank you all. Know that you are not out there alone. There are so many others on the outside looking in, seeing your good work, and we are so appreciative. You're the best of America, and this is what it means to roll up your sleeves and say, not on my watch are we just going to watch our state fall away. You drew that line in the sand, you made that stand, and you won. So congratulations, friends. You are to be celebrated. Enjoy your evening tonight, and I look forward to our paths crossing again very, very soon. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. Over and out.
I watched that like, really? Because when 2000 Mules came out, she's just larger than life to me then, still is a little bit now. It's just crazy to see that the impact that we're having across the state of Pennsylvania and the nation. So really appreciate anybody, from all of the folks, the staff at True the Vote, that helped us put that event together and to put that video together. That was really neat. So thank you. We're going to go into a party recap. And then when I get tired of hearing myself talk, we're going to play a fun MAGA Christmas video. I think we might have played it last time, but it's one of my favorites and keeps us in the holiday spirit and sort of still reeling on our November 5th victory that still feels like, when's the shoe going to drop? I don't know. I'm getting less shocked, I think, every day, a little more settled in, like, wow, we really do have a battle ahead of us. We by no means won the war. We just feel like the tide is turning. We won a really significant battle in terms of saving the republic. And now it's time to roll up our sleeves and get to work. And we were saying that at Patriot Academy and absolutely echoing that at Audit the Vote, because we don't have transparent elections. And until we have transparent elections, we won't have trusted results. And so, Joel, if you want to just pull up some pictures from the party, give these guys an insight into it that we're not able to make it. We had, of course, Karen Taylor and I kicked off, and she made her announcement about her career kind of shifting and moving into her work with Cause of America, which is vital. She has a very unique perspective into election integrity, getting to see things from a national perspective. Oh, there's Ashley Duff from Washington County with one of our poll watching patriots in the beginning of the night. Ashley was on a panel that we did. Karen and I kicked things off. And then we had, I think Dr. Frank was our opening speaker, but Ashley was on a panel. I put together just a handful of people. I could have gotten many more of you up there. There just wasn't time, but I wanted the people there to hear from real people, because every one of us in this movement, or I shouldn't say every, most of us in the movement, were not politically active before 2020. And when COVID happened, it was a little bit of a shake-up, wake-up call. And here we are. And Ashley was one of those. She was not politically active. She told a little bit about her story, and she helped man the food table for us that night. She's been instrumental in this movement for election integrity, especially in her county, dug her heels in, voted or ran for county commissioner in 2023. Unfortunately, did not win, but she is making an impact for sure. So keep scrolling through those pictures. We'll see what we've got. Oh my gosh, there's my husband. And Shane Cheshire, the great Shane Cheshire. There's more of me and Ashley. Shane, I'm going to back up to that picture with my husband and Shane. Shane, if you're watching, thanks for all you do. Shane was one of our first students, and Karen and I, when we were still hosting classes together in early 2021, we were doing Constitutional Live 6 weeks on Zoom. Maybe some of you watching this right now were there with us and remember Shane and his wife, Dana, were one of the first students in those classes. And Dana, his wife, stood up against the mask mandates, unfortunately lost her job in a school district. She was not a teacher. I can't remember the exact job she had, but she was in a school district with a pretty good cushy job. And they were forcing her to wear a mask, and she fought it as hard as she possibly could, and they fired her. Little did Shane know, about a year later, he was going to lose his job with Allegheny County for refusing the vaccine. And he will tell you a big reason why he stood up and fought against that was because he went through Constitutional Live and learned how important it was to stand up for your rights. So it's so cool to have them join us, and they worked the Patriot Academy table for me. And there is my hubby, my silver fox. You can keep going. There's Ashley again with our poll watching patriot from Washington. There's Dana. That's Shane's wife, Dana. Oh my gosh. I sweated like a beast that night. I had a blast, but it was a lot of work. Yes, he does. Shane does make some great posts. And there is the man, Captain Seth Keschel, was our wrap-up speaker, and his new bride, Rachel, I think she's changing it to Keschel. Rachel Keschel is a state rep for Arizona. They live in Tucson, Arizona now. And Rachel is a state rep in the House of Arizona. And she is a patriot just like us, asleep before 2020 for the most part, never involved in politics, got involved and ran for her House seat. And her and Shane, Seth, too many S's. Her and Seth are now building a future together in Tucson, Arizona. And it was really neat to get to see them. We got to hear her speak a little bit. Keep going, Joel. I do too. I hope Shane wins his lawsuit. Oh my gosh, could not do things without Barb Harris. She's we gave her the title of volunteer coordinator for Audit the Vote, but she is so much more than that. And if she's watching, we have been missing calls. Barb, I promise we'll connect on the phone soon. She helped run, her and Becky Gallagher ran the Chinese auction. Of course, Barb's husband, Glenn, is always so incredibly helpful. They ran the Chinese auction and they did so much. Barb has more Christmas tablecloths, I think, than anybody I met, because she came there with so much festive equipment and just decked the place out. And those that know Barb and have worked with her just know that she is the epitome of a servant leader. She's such a servant. She's always willing to help. There's nowhere Barb will not go, or there's nothing she's not willing to do to dig in her heels and fight to save the Republic. So there she is talking with Dr. Frank. He unfortunately did not have Nellie with him. Oh, we were so hoping to have Nellie. We did have a lot of new patriots there that night. There's Glenn, mid chew. I'm sure he'd love, Joel, that we have that picture of him up right now eating his food. Where was I talking about? Barb in the event, and I totally lost my train of thought because there's just a picture of Glenn eating. Keep going through these photos. Is that Shane in the background or someone else? That might be Ryan in the background. Where's my microphone?
Wow, in fairness, this next photo, the pizza was actually quite lovely as opposed to this photo. It was not a sad pizza. It was a very good pizza and quite enjoyable. So Silver Fox was having a sad moment.
Silver Fox is having a sad moment. Oh my gosh. If you've never met my husband, he's quite the character. We're complete opposites, but he does like to have a good time. And there he is. He went gray. His hair went gray, by the way. He likes to tell people it was my fault. It was totally not my fault. Mark Yingling, this guy. Oh my gosh, Mark, thank you for all your support. He's a regular monthly donor to Audit the Vote. He's been with us pretty much from the beginning and told me that he's a poll worker. He's a precinct committee person. He goes to Team Red meetings in Allegheny County. He's become an active part of saving the Republic. And he had the coolest story to share with me when he walked in the door about his wife's boss sending him a thank you note after November 5th saying thank you for everything that you did to help us save Pennsylvania. And he also told me that exact facility, that was where we held Audit the Vote's first in-person gathering at that facility in the summer, I think around, I shouldn't say the first, one of the first in the summer of 2021 gatherings. And he said, if it wasn't for the summer when I walked through that door and met you guys, I would not be here. And that's just music to my ears and warms my heart that we are passing the torch of freedom and making an impact one person at a time. So if you're watching, Mark, thank you. Thank you to see. Feels like it doesn't go far enough, but it was great to see you and celebrate. It was so cool to celebrate with all these people like Dr. Frank that have been on the ground with us from the beginning. Pennsylvania would not have gone, I don't think, the direction that it went without people like Dr. Frank and Seth Keshel. And of course, all the patriots that live here and decided to roll up our sleeves and take back our state. But there's Dr. Frank talking to Rachel Keshel. He drove all the way from Ohio to be with us and drove straight back that night, 4 hours each way. I need to check in with him, Dr. Frank, and see how he's doing. But he gave some really good feedback and presentations. There's, of course, Melanie Patterson. There's never a dull moment when Melanie Patterson is around. Anybody that knows her, I don't really look. Glitter MAGA jacket. What else is there to say there? Lives in Fayette County, owns property in Washington County. Such a patriot. Fights her butt off. Oh, look at all the food. That looks good. I haven't had dinner except for cookies. Keep going through these pictures. So look at that. Oh, and then some. Oh, Joel, that's so cute. This is the first actually I'm seeing of these pictures. So that's a really cool one. A black and white one of Dr. Frank, my buddy, who really served Pennsylvania from the get-go. And you even got pictures of the tables. That was our Chinese auction. That, again, a special thank you to those who donated. Look at all that pizza. Nolan, my friend Nolan, he was a new to Audit the Vote. He was a poll watcher for us in Allegheny County. I'm not even sure how he found out about us, but Nolan's a young kid who lives in Pittsburgh area, and we're looking forward to connecting with him, getting him more activated. We had a lot of, that's what I was saying. We had a lot of new people that night. That there's some kiddos. I see Liberty Lion. I know your kiddo was with you that night. Thank you for bringing them. It's good to get the kids involved and to see us celebrate when they see us work so hard. I know my kids are always like, how many more calls do you have today? Why are we on the phone again? And bringing them into the celebration just lets them know how important an integral part they are to this movement and the fact that we're doing it basically for them. Becky and Barb. Becky's going to love that picture of herself, Joel. I just know it. There's Becky and Barb. Without those two ladies, they made that event happen with me. I could not have done it without them. We went in the morning to the Capitol Cathedral, set everything up. Ron Ryer, there's my data man. Ron Ryer is a newer, when I say newer, I just mean not with us when we were collecting signatures for the audit. He is our data guy for our task force in Beaver County. And Barb actually connected and recruited him. The question I get all the time is, what do we do now if you are not working locally with an election integrity task force of some sort in your county? That is where it all needs to start. You need to meet monthly on a regular basis and start digging your heels in and learning how the elections work in your county. And as a result of doing that, Barb Harris was able to recruit Ron Ryer, who is a cybersecurity guy, works in cybersecurity, and has helped us put good positive pressure at the local level in Beaver County. And we were able to go from the 2%, as much as this was not a win that we wanted, but we went from our 2% audit to a 3% audit. We've done a hand count demonstration in front of our county commissioners. They're still just wasping us away and telling us, everything's fine. But we're just going to keep fighting and moving forward. But Ron's been a huge part of that. Oh, Tom, is he still watching? I don't know what he's handing me there, but the reason we were able to bring a lawsuit against Governor Shapiro for defaming a private citizen, aka myself, is because of that man in that picture, Tom Carroll. Tom is from the Lehigh Valley area. He drove all the way in just for the party to celebrate with us. And Tom called me right when all that craziness was going down with Josh Shapiro and said, we're probably going to be cellmates, because he was also getting involved legally against companies like Dominion, and he was representing Patriots. He represented Greg Stenstrom and Leah Hoops in the Delaware County case for a while. He's still representing somebody out in Delaware County, and as they continue to fight that battle from the 2020 election, but his law license has been attacked every which way. They're trying to sanction him. They've tried to take his law license away. They've tried to destroy his reputation. He had a thriving law practice before the 2020 election, not in the election arena, but has been an attorney for a very long time, and they are attempting to destroy his career. And so he said to me, you know what, we're probably going to share a cell anyway. So if you want to sue the governor, I'll help you. And he has. So thank you, Tom. He was on here for a little bit. I don't know if he's still watching or not, but thank you. Thank you. Shrimpy Shapiro. That is right. That is absolutely right. Love these black and white photos. This is awesome. There is the man, 7 feet tall, Seth Keschel. I'm going to see if we can get Seth on here on somewhat of a regular basis to be a little bit of a regular guest so that we can get his perspective, because he has a really unique perspective on the election integrity movement. I mean, I guess we all do, but nationally, traveling nationally, there is one of our new signs, our new banners that we were able to invest in thanks to True the Vote sponsoring the event. Election integrity banner. Joel and I are going to look, and others that look at traveling to some of the bigger events throughout the year. I know AmFest is going on right now in the state of Arizona, so shout out to all my friends, Patriots, that are at AmFest. I hope your cups are being filled up and you are getting ready for the fight ahead. Yeah, I'm glad I answered your question. Yes, he was initially involved with the whistleblower out there in that video that we shared last week. I am going to get Tom on here to give you a little bit more. He has an incredible background, and he and I met through all this insanity, craziness, and for him to agree to represent me pro bono actually is just, I mean, words can't say enough to say thank you. Another picture of our merch. Just keep flipping through those, Joel, so we can get through. Oh man, you got a lot of good ones on my hubby. He would love these. I don't know if sometimes he turns this on and the house is watching. I don't know if he's watching or not, but I can't wait to show him these. These are great pictures. Oh, and all of us at the end of the night. Look how cute. That was a lot of us that stayed overnight. Pam Denlinger. Pam, thank you for traveling in. She's on the end next to Barb Harris. She drove all the way from Bradford, Tioga County area. That's like a 5-hour drive. And I was able to have lunch with her and Barb the next day before she headed back. Pam has, a lot of these people have been with us from the very beginning. She knocked doors in Tioga County and canvassed a little bit in the early days of Audit the Vote, gathered signatures for the petition. It's just the relationships that we have formed along the way are priceless. So thank you guys very, very much. We do need Nolan as a PCP, and I know we got to get people. I don't know how much he knows about that. Lola Days, we got to get him connect. There was a lot of new people from Allegheny County that never heard of Team Red. They're not, involved, just people that I met as I was networking for that poll watcher effort. I had a couple come that our kids go to school together. First time poll watching. They had a blast. donated a couple $100. So thank you so much to the people that donated. Honestly, you funded, I just can't believe it. Our operational efforts are funded through the midterms. So now we can just grow and put our money into bigger initiatives, increase our reach, build more task forces. That's what I started talking about was task forces. All right, so we're done with pictures. Thank you. So that I don't have to hear myself talk a whole lot longer, let's play the MAGA Christmas video as we wish everybody have a MAGA Christmas. I love this. It's so cute and funny. While Joel cues that up. I think we played this last week.
Have a MAGA Christmas. Biden's out the door. Hunter's laptop's missing, but we know what's in the drawer. Gas is down to $2.
Not
Jobs
yet.
are rolling in.
Not yet.
And
But
all
we'll
the woke agendas landed squarely in the bin. Inflation's in the gutter. Groceries cost less. No more paying double just to get the same old mess. Borders are secure now. Towns are feeling safe. And the girls can use their bathrooms without boys in their space. Have a MAGA Christmas. America is back. No more drag shows in the schools. We're taking common sense to task. It's a MAGA Christmas. Flags are flying high, and the snowflakes melt like butter when we tell them nice try. Santa's sleigh got funding for a military boost. Our troops are all respected. No more rainbow-colored suits. Farmers own their fields now, not the CCP. And all the parents cheer as woke math books hit the street. Have a MAGA Christmas. Red hats on the tree. No more bribes for Big Pharma. We've got real transparency. It's a MAGA Christmas. Stores are fully stocked, and the FBI's been told to take their politics and walk. Now the snowflakes scream on Twitter all day long, but Elon set them free, so their outrage isn't gone. Meanwhile, Grandpa's laughing, drinking his Bud Light, 'cause this Christmas feels like justice finally made things right. Have a MAGA Christmas. Cheers to Trump's return. No more crazy spending or the cash we didn't earn. It's a MAGA Christmas. Freedom's here to stay. Merry Christmas, y'all. The USA is great again today.
I hope you guys enjoy that stuff as much as I do. I need to play that more in my house. Oh my gosh, bring on the Doge. That is right. Which leads me into, I'm just going to change up a little bit of the agenda that I had given you, Joel, because I want to talk about the Omnibus Bill first, since that song mentions transparency and Elon and Doge, and praise God for that man. Just pray that somehow he comes to Jesus before his time on this earth is done. We don't know if he's a Christian, and that's really what matters, but the Lord is working through him either way, and we're super thankful for that. This Omnibus Bill, which I got to do some research because I don't even understand what an Omnibus Bill is. Or, I mean, I know what it is, but what in general, why is it called an omnibus bill? If you know, stick that in the comments so we can educate one another together. Education is key. The fix is local. That's how we save the republic. But what I do know about this bill that they tried to pass in the dark of night is that there was a 40% pay raise for Congress, tons of extra spending, more money to Ukraine, a ridiculous amount of pork from what we're hearing. And if it was not for Elon Musk and Twitter, I can't see what that is, Joel, but you can, if you want to pop in and tell me what that is. What am I looking at? I should get rid of my thing so I can see this. Hang on. Rejected. Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay. If it was not for Elon Musk purchasing X and Twitter and basically sounding the alarm on that bill that was about to get snuck through, over 400 pages, might have been 500 pages. And listen, this is what they do. We've learned this from 2020 when we really dug in and started trying to understand the legislative process. The legislators don't write their bills. They spend a majority of their time raising money. They are basically figureheads. Their staff are the ones that are behind the scenes actually doing the work. And it is what it is. I don't know that we can change that or how to change that. But what I can say is that they definitely didn't read that bill. And I believe Vivek, I saw something today that said Vivek read through the bill, tore it apart, exposed it, and showed you what was in it. And then they pared it down. So it did get voted down. Thank goodness. And if it wasn't for all of this MAGA, COVID, everybody being awake, do you know how many years they probably passed these things under our noses when people like me were just not paying attention to what was going on? You wonder how we got here and why we're paying $6 for a head of iceberg lettuce at the store. This is why we have a long road ahead of us, but it's definitely going in the right direction. So 500-page bill, Vivek exposes it. They pared it down and rewrote a bill that I heard that Trump was involved with, which still got voted down, but it went down to like 100-ish pages instead of 400 to 500 pages. And I also read somewhere and heard that the lobbyists, there were over 30 Republicans, 34, 35 Republicans who voted no on that one because their lobbyists told them not to, because it probably cut out a bunch of extra pork that they would have gotten for it. And they said, no, you know what? I honestly think the government shut it down. Absolutely shut it down. Most people do not understand what that means. It doesn't mean that we won't have an active military should something happen that we would need it. It doesn't mean that the things that you and I need our government to do to function are not going to be there. It just stops the bureaucrats from pushing agendas through like this at the last minute. So I am totally okay if it just shuts it down. Don't pass anything else. Stop. Just breathe, get through January 20th. And then watch Trump light it on fire. I can't freaking wait. It's going to be so awesome. Babbage 3. Originally, the House voted on each item of spending. Omnibus is approving a large amount of money for undefined purposes. Thank you for that. We're learning. We're totally learning. When I had my kids in homeschool, I was using a curriculum that had a class that they called an omnibus class. And I never dug into it or understood what it is, but that sort of kind of gives me a little bit better picture. And now I can do some further research on that. So thank you. Approving a large amount of money for undefined purposes, which is exactly what we don't need, but they've probably been doing for decades. Liberty Lion, thank you. An omnibus bill is a proposed law that covers a number of diverse or unrelated topics. Yeah, let's just shove everything in there that we want to get done under the dark of night that we don't want anybody to notice. And that makes sense why they call it an omnibus bill. It should be called a smorgasbord bill if they're just shoving all kind of different stuff in there. And totally agree, Liberty Lion, we should be passing each bill separately. Amen. Patriot Academy is championing that cause by teaching people the LIFT principles when it comes to evaluating legislation, writing legislation. If we're going to support it, it should limit government. That's what L stands for. I is individual liberty, protect individual liberty. The F stands for free enterprise. It should support the free enterprise system. And T is for timeless principles of truth or traditional values. If it violates any one of those four things at Patriot Academy, we teach people, no. So all that to say, shut her down. None of that, I'm sure, supports a limited government. We don't need any other legislation passed last minute. I kind of hope they just shut the whole thing down. Many Cooper bills. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we should have bills that pass separately, individual, none of these super long. When you go to Patriot Academy for their Leadership Congress events and you get to write a bill and go through the committee process, your bill has to be less than 300 words. because that's what we need. We need shorter bills. We can't have these bills that are hundreds of pages long. That's how the lobbyists are in control, and they're literally puppets that are just being told what to do by the people that are shoving all the money around, and their staff is kind of making everything happen. At Patriot Academy, our goal is to get more people educated on the principles of liberty and the LIFT principles and get them into the staffing positions, because I don't know that we can change the whole idea that the politician is the figurehead. And that being said, we're going to roll into some bad news. And I hate ending on a bad note. That's probably why when I made the agenda, I had stuck that in the middle there and then just went off topic on the omnibus. But we'll find a way we're going to talk about the Patriot experience and a chance for you to come to Fredericksburg with me and the rest of the staff in April for a little bit of a spring break. Let's iron sharpening skills of learning how to save this republic. But before we do that, okay, so bad news about Dave McCormick. Again, not a Dave McCormick fan. I probably need to build a better relationship there with him, but it came out this week. Joel, I don't know if you got a link for that you have something you can show. No big deal if you can't. He appointed a senator who's now going to be former Senator Ryan Aument from Lancaster area as his state director for Pennsylvania. Now, the other thing I'm not sure if somebody wants to do some research into is, what does the senator state director do? I'm not even sure what his job is going to be, Senator Ryan Aument, but I can tell you this is a really bad sign for how things are going to go with Dave McCormick, which doesn't surprise me, but is still disappointing to watch. And I'm wondering if we, the people, by holding his feet to the fire and asking him questions like why he would do this, is a way that we can control the situation and make sure that he represents us instead of whatever other agenda is on his calendar. But Ryan Aument will give you a little history into Senator Aument. He's not public enemy number one for me, but he's definitely up there because he did not support our efforts for a forensic audit for the 2020 election ever. In fact, this is speculative probably, but there is intel to suggest that he worked against Senator Mastriano when they were in the Senate and Doug was pushing for the audit. He was of no help to him whatsoever and might have even thrown some monkey wrenches in it. There he is. Lovely. Lovely. So he has not been for election integrity. Now he'll probably say that he is, but actions speak louder than words. And when we were looking for people to support Doug, he was nowhere to be found. And so we're told from some of the staff working against the senator behind the scenes. So reason number one, he's on my top, I'd have to rank them, I don't know, maybe top 5 of disliked senators. We ran a candidate against him in May of 2022 primaries. Mike Miller, we were trying to primary him out. And that's the website that Joel is going to get up there for you. Is that so if we don't like the things that our reps do, we have to find people to get rid of them. And we did. We found a really good, I thought, one of the best candidates who is well known in the community and well liked, a financial advisor, good family from the area. It ran against Ryan Aument. He actually started the canvassing effort for Lancaster County for Audit the Vote. He was one of the folks we brought with us when we met President Trump at the end of August 2021 because he was leading that canvassing effort. And then we were able to convince him to try to primary Ryan Aument. So he runs in the May primary. Tons of issues with misprinted ballots, being told that his name, meaning the primary, Mike Miller's name, was not on the ballots. They were seeing ballots where his name was not even on there. He got in the fight big time and is still fighting in the court system, educated himself on the law, the process, has been filing tons of things pro se. And you can go to his website called showmetheballots.net. He is still fighting right now for transparency from his race in the primary of May 2022, because they basically would not let us pop the hood and look into any of the issues that were seen on the ground. And this is where Audit the Vote kind of discovered collectively with a bunch of Patriot efforts, how we could file for petitions for recounts to actually get physical recounts, hopefully of the hand count of the paper ballots. And Mike Miller was kind of our guinea pig that led us into that discovery. We tried to get recounts in the areas where things he was being told on the ground, your name wasn't even on the ballot when I went to vote. And so what was up with that? He ran a great campaign. Ryan Aument was not liked in his district very well. He did not support the COVID crackdowns. When people would call him in his district and say, hey, you know, the mask mandates, the COVID shutdowns, he was not championing that cause. He wasn't calling constituents back. There's a lot of people in his own backyard constituents that he represented that were not happy with him. And so I really thought we were going to get a chance to get him out of there and primary him. And Mike Miller is about a best candidate we could possibly put up against somebody like that. And yet he still supposedly lost 60-40. We saw all kind of weird stuff happen in the reporting process when the results were coming in. And of course, we were not able to get any transparency. So Mike Miller is on the front lines of fighting for transparency still. There's ways that you can help him. Follow along on his blog. He's a good patriot fighting the good fight locally. A different direction, not really, I shouldn't even say different with Audit the Vote. He was our county lead for Lancaster for a little while and stepped away to fight for transparency in his race. And we certainly are praying for him and hoping that we get some answers, because it's all about transparency. How can you trust the results from something that you can't see? Imagine playing a game with my kids, like, it's the nature of man on full display when you play a game with little kids, because they hate to lose and they cheat every chance they can get. And so if you can't see something, you know how many times they roll the dice and they'll like change it because they don't like how they got. We were playing Clue the other week. My little one was like, no, I want to go 4 spaces, not 3. So I'm just going to change it. Well, if you're covering under the dark of night and you can't see how the ballots are being counted and how the results are being reported, why in the world would we trust the results? So do we have anything to say that his primary race was stolen out from under him? No, but because we're not allowed to look, we could not get recounts. We definitely can't get our hands on the ballots. Thus the title of his website, showmetheballots.net. If we, the people, can't even get eyes on our own ballots and our elections that we're casting with our hands and our eyes, where does that leave us? It leaves us to fight for transparency, which Mike is doing an incredible job of there. Ryan Aument has a ton of bad votes on his record, by the way, too. He voted to fund the University of Pittsburgh's fetal tissue research, which basically promotes abortions. He voted in favor of that bill against his Republican conservatives like Doug Mastriano, like Scott Hutchison. He voted with the Democrats on that one. So his voting record isn't the greatest. And I certainly have a bone to pick with his disdain for President Trump and the 2020, insisting that 2020 was completely good and did not support our efforts for an audit. So Mike, when he was running, had a really good list of Aument's votes and how non-conservative they were. He's definitely not the conservative that he touts himself to be. And so just be aware, that guy is the state director for Dave McCormick. Yay! Lola, it's so cool to hear Hewlin is already working in his bill for leadership Congress. That is awesome. Fight, 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 Liberty Lion. You are 100% correct on that one. Does anybody know what does a state director do for a U.S. senator? I don't know. I don't know what kind of power, but it looks like he gets to be one of those staff members, one of those bureaucrats behind the scenes, and I'm not comfortable with that. So I would love to know why Senator McCormick chose him. Now Senator McCormick, I guess not till he gets technically sworn in. Why did you pick him? He would not have been my first pick. What kind of deal was made there? Why would you pick Ryan Aument? The good news is I think that will mean Ryan Aument's Senate seat is vacated, and I'm not exactly sure what that looks like. That's something else we have to figure out. What does that look like? I don't know if Shapiro appoints somebody or if there's a special election or what, but we do get to fill the seat, hopefully with an America First patriot, and see what happens with his position as state director for Dave McCormick. Our eyes are going to be on that guy. That's the only thing. You know, I held my nose and voted for him because I didn't want to be the reason that President Trump did not get control of the Senate. We absolutely needed the House. We needed the Senate to have a full MAGA agenda and just clean out the rot that is in DC, if that is even possible. If anybody can get it done, it is right now. It is this time. It's those that have been put in office with President Trump, and the Doge is my favorite. I just, if ever you want to get popcorn, I think it's now. Although I hate that expression saying just get your popcorn, because that implies that we're just going to sit back and watch, which we're not. But when stuff happens like Elon Musk tweeting something, calling out the swamp, and then basically they lose, that is the sweetest revenge we can possibly get. And I'll pop popcorn all day long for stuff like that. I think we're in for a lot of it. I think that covers everything. Last thing I'll do, I'm going to have Joel play Rick's Green. Oh yeah, Rick's video to us. So Rick Green recorded a video to Audit the Vote to Pennsylvania with a special invite down to Fredericksburg, also congratulating us. So Joel, if you cue that up when that video is ready to play, then I'm going to invite you to join us in April in Fredericksburg at the Patriot Academy campus for what's called the Patriot Experience. This is Disneyland.
Audit the Vote. Thank you for saving the election and preventing the steal from happening this time.
Go
Your
back.
next
I want to hear him
step
say
is
Audit the Vote again. Do that one more time. Start that over. I just want to hear him say Pennsylvania and Audit the Vote. He is the man. I'm going to shut up so that it can just start and play and we can hear the man, the myth, the legend, the incredible Rick Green, Patriot Academy founder. Tell us how awesome we are in Pennsylvania, maybe.
Pennsylvania Audit the Vote. Thank you for saving the election and preventing the steal from happening this time. Your next step is to come right here to the Patriot Academy campus in Fredericksburg, Texas, and get a chance to enjoy the Patriot Experience, which means you'll be on the floor debating the bills, you'll be in committee, you'll be learning the entire legislative process, you'll get speaking training, constitution training, all kinds of cool stuff, and great fellowship with fellow patriots from across the nation. Mark your calendar. You can come April 22nd through 24th with our coach team and even stay after if you have time to do our handgun defense class called Constitutional Defense. But either way, at some point in 2025, you got to come to Fredericksburg and experience the Patriot Experience. Thank you again for saving the election in Pennsylvania. Your hard work is going to reap benefits for generations to come. We'll see you here at the Patriot Experience.
Yay! That's my man. That's my boss. Love that dude. If Joel has the Patriot Experience video, that like pump up one, we can play that before we close out the night, just so you can see they just finished their first one December 10, 11, and 12. They went into constitutional defense right after it. And so tons of lessons learned, I'm sure, to refine and make it better. But I would love, love, love as many people as possible from Pennsylvania to join me April 22nd, 3rd, and 4th and stay throughout the weekend if you can for constitutional defense. Or if you can't do the 22nd, 3rd, and 4th, but just want to come for constitutional defense over the weekend, that's an option too. You can tailor it to whatever it is that your budget fits and your schedule fits. But I promise you it is worth it. I know that it's time away from family. It's maybe time off of work. Listen, with every sincere bone in my body, I can tell you that it is worth taking. If you have to take family vacation time and not go somewhere with your family in the summer because you're going to take the time to go to Texas in April with us and learn how to actively save the Republic, it is 110% worth it. I feel like the poster child for this because, quite frankly, if I was not on staff, I would not have gone to any of these things in Texas. When they were first telling us about it, I was like, it's Texas. I live in Pennsylvania. I am not going to Texas. And yet on staff, I kind of had to go because now you're going to work for us. And I left there now trying to drag as many of you with me as I possibly can because I saw the value of it. What they're doing at that campus in Fredericksburg, they're not doing anywhere else in the country that I know of. And Audit the Vote, we are fundraising so that we can help reimburse expenses and we can basically help some of our top. We're going to be taking as many of our leadership at Audit the Vote with us as we can. There's a handful of us already committed. Joel is trekking down with us. He doesn't really have an option. Barb and Becky are coming with us too, but we're fundraising so that we can help with the expenses, so that we can either pay the travel to get you down there or the fee from the Patriot Academy campus, which is incredibly affordable, by the way, no more than you would spend at a theme park for a day. People that go to Disney, when we market it as Disneyland for Patriots, that is literally what Rick Green is putting together down there, or how he wants to experience. If you are a patriot and you love our country, you are going to love spending a week at the Patriot Academy campus. It is absolutely incredible, life-changing.
Hey, fellow patriots, the first Patriot Experience is going to happen right here in this room. And I'm inviting you to be a part of it. We're going to have a great time. December 10th to the 12th will be the 3-day core curriculum for the Patriot Experience, which is a legislative simulation, constitution training, public speaking training, how to testify in a committee. All of these things will happen that week. December 10th through the 12th for the 3-day core part of the Patriot Experience. And then if you want to do the 5-day Patriot Experience, you get not only this legislative training, constitution training, speaking training, all that leadership training, but you also get the training of constitutional defense. And if you do the 7-day Patriot Experience, you get all of that, the full 4-day handgun class, and a private dinner that I would love to treat you to, where we can talk about the future of the United States of America and the role the Patriot Academy is playing in restoring our constitutional republic. But regardless of whether you choose the 3, the 5, or the 7-day Patriot Experience, come join me on December 10th for the very first Patriot Experience right here in this room. I look forward to seeing you here.
There it is, folks. There it is. So his December 10, 11, and 12 now is April 22nd, 3rd, and 4th. We're shifting ours. And if you absolutely cannot go, thank you if you're donating to Audit the Vote, because you can sponsor people to go from Pennsylvania that are able to take the time. If you can't take the time and go yourself, maybe you can contribute. Go to our website, Audit the Vote. Actually, there's a couple ways to get there now. We have a new URL, auditthevote.us will also take you to our website. But if you go to auditthevotepA.com/donations, and you can contribute, especially on a recurring monthly basis. We need as many people as possible, even if it's just a tiny little bit, $5, $10, $20 a month, to be giving on a recurring basis. So that we can continue these operations past the midterms into the next presidential election. But if you're able to do that, one of the things that you will support are sending patriots from Pennsylvania down to Fredericksburg to be trained. I don't want any of my leadership or anybody really in Pennsylvania that wants to go, that you are active in politics and you want to get trained. If you can't afford to do it, reach out to us. I am raising money right now to fund that, so that money doesn't have to be the reason you can't go to Fredericksburg. So there's tons of ways to support us and get involved. Go to auditthevotepA.com. I got these websites all jacked up in my head, /donations. And if you're not supporting us monthly, I'd ask you to make a monthly contribution. Everybody can spare a little bit. A little bit goes a long way when it's coming through a lot of people. And that's kind of my mission. I don't want big corporate donors that I am handcuffed to. I'd rather be funded by the people, especially people in Pennsylvania that we're serving, so that my loyalty is to you first and foremost, and to the transparency of our election process. That being said, I think we're wrapping up. Joel, we got a funny video. I think you're going to surprise. Are you surprising me with this funny video that we're going to close out? Because if we're not having fun, it's just not worth doing. And I hope that you enjoy all the fun we inject. All right, he's popping on. What do we got?
Yeah, I got the video whenever you're ready.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to close out with this. You guys have a Merry Christmas. What is next? When is Christmas? What day of the week is Christmas on? Wednesday. It is Wednesday. We will probably take next week off. I will probably not do a live stream or a podcast next week, because we'll be spending time with family, some of which, by the way, are not exactly America First and excited about how the election went. So that's going to be a good time, because we can't just let that go. But I probably won't be talking about, defunding the Department of Education at the federal level in front of family members that are teachers. We won't lead with that one, but we will lead with something, because, hey, saving the republic. All bets are off. We're taking the gloves off now, baby. So very cool. CanCon, tell CanCon I said hello, Liberty Line. Love that guy. I need to connect better with those guys. That being said, you guys have a phenomenal Christmas, celebrating the reason for the season, our risen Savior Jesus, celebrating his birthday. We'll be doing tons of that with our kiddos and our family, and then we'll pick it back up. If not that last week, we'll just see how things go. I don't have a whole lot of plans up and through the end of the year, other than to goal set and figure out our next steps moving forward. But I definitely will be back the first week of January, and we'll have a day and a time solidified that we're going to do this, so that if you like catching us live, you can put it on your calendar and catch us live on a regular basis. But Joel, with that being said, we'll close out with your funny stuff, and we'll see you guys probably after the new year.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Well, the tide is finally turning, and Kamala's speech is slurring. Thank God we're saying bye to Joe. Screw the woke, screw the woke, screw the woke. And the mainstream media's dying, their viewers shaving their heads and crying. What is a woman? Well, they still don't know. Screw the woke, screw the woke, screw the woke. They tried to stop us by taking his life, but they missed, so it's fight, fight, fight. The left really thought they'd beat the right, and they fought, but they lost, thank the Lord. Now January is coming, half of Hollywood's already running. They're finding new countries to call home. Screw the woke, screw the woke, screw the woke.
That is awesome. Hope you enjoyed that, you guys. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful holiday. We will see you on the other side. Good night.
Take care, everybody.